The Jewish communities of Lebanon, of Syria, of Iraq, of Tunis, of Libya, of Morocco were expelled, and 700,000 Jewish refugees came to Israel between 1948 and 1950. One of the success stories of our time is the ability of the small Israeli population of 800,000 to absorb this massive wave of refugees and integrate them as citizens of Israel. This stands in sharp contrast to the problems which the Arab nations, with their huge expanse and their great wealth, had integrating the 400,000 Arab persons who were displaced as a result of the Arab-Israel War in 1948. The reason there was an Arab refugee problem is because countries which previously had been host countries for Arab migration, with its oil resources which had always received Palestinian Arabs, decided that Arab immigrants who came to these countries as a result of the war were now refugees, were to be segregated into camps, were not to be given citizenship.
The Palestine refugee problem is an absolute anomaly in history. Other refugee problems end either tragically in that the population is completely decimated, or it ends historically, they're displaced, they move elsewhere, or they find some form of a homeland. One of those solutions has appeared for all the other major refugee problems in the world. The Palestinian refugee problem remained the way it is for more than 3 generations because the Arab countries wished it to be that way. None of them was willing to accept the fact of Israel. So they kept alive a fiction that Israel would be eliminated and therefore the refugees should sit where they were until the day would come when they would be able to overthrow Israel and retrieve their nation. Now, since '67, at least, it has been clear to all the Arab countries that that was not going to happen. Yet it was a cynical political process that they kept alive, the greatest victims of which were the Palestinians throughout.
The PLO was established in 1964 as a product of 2 currents. One, new consciousness rising among young refugees, mostly in Gaza, the Gulf states, and Egypt, who looked for some new Palestinian leadership. The other was the need of President Nasser of Egypt to find a new vehicle for defiance against Israel, him being quite conscious that conventional war wouldn't do. And thus the idea of using a terrorist war, which was very much in vogue in those days, Cuba, Vietnam, Algeria, was quite appealing, and he made use of those young Palestinian enthusiasts. So you have here a movement which is on the one hand motivated quite sincerely by Palestinians themselves, and yet manipulated all along by those powers in the Arab world who had an interest in doing so.